Corporate fraud 2. There's another video on corporate fraud 1. The purpose of these videos have been to support your master's learning, be it the MBAs or MScs or even graduate learning. The understanding of the key cases involving corporate scandals is a must in our research and studies. And the other thing is this: these are just introduction to such uh, scandals, and it's expected that you do the groundwork and the homework of researching deep into the cases introduced here. So the one that comes in mind is Enron. Definitely would have known about this. It's technically, yeah, about the smartest guys in the room and how come a mighty company just collapsed within a couple of months. It was practically impossible to think, but with regard to Enron, the impossible did happen. There's lots of reading possible. There's a movie, there's a book on it also. Get a good understanding about all of it, and that would give a go long way. Go a long way in supporting your learning and analysis on issues related to the studies. So yeah, the most admired company. Once upon a time in 2001, it's dead. Reality, they were hiding the losses, projecting profits which are not there, cooking the audit, along with the support of the audit firm even. Arthur Andersen was their audit firm that supported the crime happening. So it was very difficult to check them because the director board was directly involved and so was auditors, external auditors. So if not for some nosy investigative journalism by a young journalist, this scandal would never have come out. Okay, the end result was USA even changing the law called the Sarbanes-Oxley Act to prevent future recurrences. Of course, it hasn't happened. There were so many other cases also thereafter. So anyway, Enron is a case study for any management graduate. Next one is a Barclays, not exactly very popular. Yeah, they thought that they were too big to fail. That's the problem that a bank may normally find themselves with when you're replete with cash and technically overburdened with cash. You may think that you are probably solid with regard to the ground where you stay. Cash is there, not the reality, right? Much of the cash is just virtual cash. It's just paper cash only. Valuables. So things can go south if the reputation get hurt. That's what happened in 2018. So at a time when the other banks are collapsing, the Barclays somehow survived. But then there was this particular secret payment to a Qatari investor, underhand dealings, totally illegal, right? And as a result, the company was filed 40 million sterling pounds for fundraising failures. Case was heard by the UK Supreme Court, not USA, UK Supreme Court. And the fact that they committed fraud in order to secure funding, dishonest concealments, keeping the facts from the shareholders. The company was made liable. That's a good case for a banking and finance undergraduate or a master student. Then BHS collapse. Now here, even the chairman was found, to have done something really bad. Company literally lost huge losses, and the company was literally without any cash. The main owner of the company just escaped. No legal action was taken. Of course, action was taken against directors for trading as well as misfeasance. The conduct was immoral, not illegal. So no legal actions. Why is that? 90-year-old retailer, so technically entire history of the modern retailing, this particular British company was functioning, 11,000 workers. But then they had a pension scheme, huge one, 571, right? The reality was a weak governance and brutal asset stripping. That means, the removal of the assets. But later, the owner of the bank, right, was ordered to pay 363 million pounds in order to cover for the pensions. So it's about immoral conduct by the company, not exactly criminal conduct. Right? This is always this particular gap. Everything wrong is not criminal in business. This one, Cambridge Analytica, you would have heard about it. It's connected to the US elections as well. Right? So what was it about? You clicked, I agree. Then your data is harvested. And that data was used to influence others. In 2008, again in UK, right? Big data protection, abuse of user trust, profit from personal information. It was a huge scandal back in 2018. As a result, what happened? Facebook had to pay 5 billion, nothing for them considering the money they make. Cambridge Analytica just collapsed the company. Company just collapsed, right? So, the corporate crime, right, that aspect has been more and more connected with the digital violence or digital criminality has come to the fore. And there's a nice movie called The Great Hack also, right? Try to watch it. Again, this is just an intro with regard to 4 possible case study options and whether you are a student or not, right? Cases mentioned here, as well as there are other cases as well, would create a good sounding board for your future studies. Catch you in a different lesson.